How's it going, everyone? UP1983 Productions here, coming to you with the first video on this newly rebranded channel, and I will start uploading more like regular rail fanning compilations as I go, since I rebranded this channel. To start this new chapter with my YouTube rail fanning career, if you guys have watched my channel before, you may know that I happen to be one of the only rail fans that lives by probably one of the worst rail fanning lines in Minnesota, the Union Pacific Altoona subdivision. The Union Pacific line that runs from East St. Paul, Minnesota, all the way to Adams, Wisconsin. And I even happen to live by the worst part of it too. So with that, I will be showing you guys some of my best catches so far this year, and hopefully many more to come towards the end of the year. So let's go ahead and get right to it. We start out at milepost 11.3 on the Altoona Sub with a Union Pacific coal train with an EMD SD78 leader bound for Bayport, Minnesota, just by the Wisconsin-Minnesota state line. Then, sometime at the beginning of July, we're at milepost 7.6 on the Altoona Sub in Oakdale, Minnesota, where we have UP train MSSAL from South St. Paul, Minnesota to Altoona, Wisconsin. I ended up chasing this train to Hudson, Wisconsin, and to my surprise, they ended up meeting a rerouted Weston coal train. After that Weston coal train cleared Hudson, the same train that we caught in Oakdale ended up coming by Hudson. This leader on this MSSAL has a very nice P3 horn on it, but it doesn't seem like the crew's having it with me and my buddy that night. Shifting gears right away there, we have UP train ORNRP, which is an empty coke train from Rincon, Georgia to Roseport, Minnesota. This one having a CSX YN2 leader and the CSX Western Maryland Heritage Unit trailing second. We make an attempt to chase this train west one spot, but it kind of failed due to being stopped at this crossing.
There he is. We suck, bro.
The next train here is yet another MSSAL, but this time with a CN 100th anniversary leader. Also, don't mind the people in the background. Thing I forgot to mention is, why do some MSSAL trains get 3 locomotives on the rear? Well, the reason for that is because those are all pushers. It's mainly on the longest SSALs where, because of the amount of grades on the UP Altoona Sub. Anyways, moving forward, we have a CSX Duo on a westbound ethanol train with a really nice K5LA horn, but somewhat sounding weird at the same time. We have another MSSAL with an EMD SD70 Ace leader. I had to go to Hudson to catch these guys, as unfortunately I missed them at Lake Elmo. Going back to earlier this spring, during the late afternoon, we catch this westbound ethanol train creeping through Lake Elmo with an NS Duo, the trailing unit being one of the whiteface units. To close off the compilation, we have an MSSAL from most recently, actually, from the time this video was posted, with an NS Duo on the front and one UPGE trailing. This particular NSGE is an AC44 that happens to have a K5 LLA. You don't really see that stuff on GE power. It's mostly EMD power. Well, that just about does it for this first compilation of trains on the UP Altoona Sub. More will be made as I go with catching trains on there. And of course, I will, in the future, upload compilations of rail fitting on different lines too. So I probably will have a new one coming out within the next few weeks, so be sure to stay tuned for that one. Please like this video and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.